Hello, I'm Steven, the calculator guy, and things are heating up in the reserve currency world on Phantom. So we have Spartacus, which tomorrow is launching their liquidity bootstrapping event for Charm, which is part of their Spartacadabra ecosystem, which is a fork of Abracadabra. So what does this really mean? Well, Charm is their fork of Spell. So you can take your Charm, stake it on the Spartacadabra website, and earn a portion of the platform fees. Now this will start off a little bit higher because there's going to be fewer Charm holders, and then sort of find a baseline, presumably somewhere around 10 to 20% if Abracadabra is any indicator. Now, those numbers could be wildly different depending on how the protocol functions, but if we're simply looking at Abracadabra, that's what we can expect. But always expect the unexpected as well. So once Spartacadabra launches, a lot of things are going to happen. One, you can stake Charm for transaction fees on Spartacadabra. Two, you can maybe, we'll see what they do with S-Charm, staked Charm, but maybe you can utilize that in some other borrowing, lending, or collateralizing platforms. The big thing that's going to start happening is people will take wrapped S SPA, collateralize it on Spartacadabra, borrow against it, buy more SPA, stake it, and loop that. There may even be, if this is a true fork of Abracadabra, an automated looping mechanism, which will help you dramatically increase this already rather high APY. I would imagine potentially into the millions of percents. So that is very, very interesting. We can see that right now the Spartacus protocol has a market cap of roughly 150 million. I was not personally expecting Spartacus and Hector to do so well, but they have innovated where many other forks failed to do so. So it's interesting. Now, I do say innovated, whereas Hector has innovated. Spartacus seems to just be directly forking. So what we're seeing here is a UI that appears to be a fork of Olympus with Spartacadabra, which is a fork of Abracadabra. So from my very limited perspective, I think that Spartacus is copying the fundamentally successful aspects of Ohm and Time without yet bringing anything game-changing or innovative to the table. Now they have really high APY, they have a very active team, they have a great Discord, so all those things are working for it. Not financial advice, I'm not advocating for them, but they haven't done anything new like Hector has. And again, that's not me vouching for Hector. Hector has not launched their lending platform yet, so Hector may be falling behind in terms of that. None of this should give you any indication of which to invest in if you're choosing between them. I'm simply saying what the differences are. So Spartacus has successfully forked a lot of the great aspects of Time and Ohm. Hector has innovated the space in ways that no other protocol has yet, to my knowledge. Okay, so let's say you want to participate in this liquidity bootstrapping event for Charm. How would you do that? Well, one way you'd find out how is by going to the Discord and looking at all of their announcements. In their announcements, they talk all about the Spartacadabra liquidity bootstrapping event. They also have a post about all of the tokenomics related to Spartacadabra, including the S-Charm, Charm, and Lambda. Lambda is going to be their stablecoin, which is their fork of magical internet money. S-Charm is their staked Charm, which is going to generate or accumulate and collect the fees from the Spartacadabra ecosystem. And Charm itself is going to be the token that you use to participate in the Spartacadabra ecosystem. Cool, but how do you participate in the bootstrapping event? Well, first, at what point do you want to participate in the bootstrapping event? Look at how these bootstrapping events work. Generally speaking, the price will start high and then lower as demand for the token cannot meet up with the algorithmic decrease. So this is similar to a copper launch. You can be familiar with those if you participated in the A-Clima copper launch or like the Grow copper launch or a number of different launches. But if you've participated in those, you know that there is a non-zero chance that the price of Charm will increase instead of the predicted decrease. So play that how you will. I advise against any aping, like buying all at once, because you may get burnt, and the APY or APR on Charm is probably not going to be astounding. It's probably going to be something reasonable, like the APR on S Spell, which is still good compared to like a bank, but it's not something like a reserve currency. So anyways, this is the general trajectory of these launches. However, it is not the guaranteed trajectory of these launches. The point here is to prevent bots from buying everything all at once and shooting the price way up while they get a steal. If bots ape in here, they are more likely to get burnt. So it disincentivizes bot buy-in initially. So if you want to participate in the LPB, you'll go over to Beethoven X. You'll go over to invest/farms, then community pools, then the Charm LBP. And what you will see here when the launch is happening is a place for you to purchase Charm using USDC, potentially other tokens as well, but certainly USDC. And then you can just buy it, you'll have your Charm, and there you go. I imagine Beethoven X is also going to be incentivizing some sort of like USDC Charm liquidity pool. Who knows what they'll call it? Something maybe related to Sparta or 300 or something like that. So, neat. If you want to read about the Spartacadabra tokenomics, then I will link this in the description. I think this is a really good tool to learn more. Docs can be interesting and they can be fun to read. So let's all learn and then we can earn. Let's hop over to HectorDao and see what they're doing. So they have a slightly higher market cap, not remarkably higher, right? 150 versus 170, which is still incredible and blowing my mind in terms of these reserve currencies. Because a couple weeks ago, all the forks were sort of pilfering out around 20 to 75 million, and now we have these two sort of monsters on Phantom that are in the 150 million plus market caps. Now, they are polished. They are doing interesting things. I will grant them that, but I was not expecting these kind of market caps. I will admit it. I am not a prognosticator. I am a teacher to the best of my ability. So what new sort of innovations are we seeing on Hector? Well, they are planning to release their bank, which I imagine is going to be their borrowing and lending platform, and their Hector Pro, which is cool because Spartacus is not doing that. Sparta is forking Abracadabra, and Hector is forking Olympus Pro. So if we do see a successful bonds as a service here, it will be a direct competitor with Olympus Pro on the Phantom chain, which will be interesting. I haven't checked on the success of Olympus Pro on the Phantom chain lately, but it is still a place where you can get decent APY or APR on simply bonding. So keep considering that. It's not a bad place just to make some passive income. Not passive, but like to make money off of a staking service that is not sketchy and is not going to have a fee. All right, and it's helping protocols own their own liquidity, which is cool. DeFi 2.0. So one of the things that Hector has done is they've included this cool calculator, and a lot of the protocols have been doing this lately, which, you know me, I am a huge advocate for. I think this is awesome. This helps people sort of get projections on their investments, helps them get excited about their investments. Hopefully does not have them planning anything based on those investments because it's completely speculative, but it's fun, right? So you can look at a future Hector price of, like, let's just say looking at 190 in 50 days, or even 150, right? Your potential return is 512, which means that if you're starting off with, let's just say 1. If you're starting off at 222 in 50 days, even with a price decrease around 25%, you're still going to nearly or more than double your investment. That's awesome. That's really cool. And if you're bonding and doing the 4-4, that's going to be up even higher. I wish they had a 4-4 calculator in here. You know, they can always talk to me. Actually, they are talking to me about this. So I love it. I think this is awesome. That's it for the reserve currency phantom updates. We have Spartacadabra coming soon. We have Charm liquidity bootstrapping event happening tomorrow with Beethoven X. We have Hector building some robust calculators for investment speculation. We also have them hopefully releasing their own borrowing and lending platform soon, as well as their bonds as a service platform. All good stuff. I am excited for Spartacadabra.money because I think that once their 9-9ing becomes possible, a lot of people are clearly going to jump onto that opportunity, which is going to bring in a lot of money into the Spartacus ecosystem. So, which should, maybe, who knows, have a price impact. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to support me, my channel, my work, my stuff, please consider joining my Patreon, link in the description. We do some cool stuff over there, and it's a place where you can contact me directly. I have turned off my Twitter DMs because I just could not get to them in a way that I felt was respectful of your time, right? If I'm going to respond to you in 2 weeks, I feel like a jerk. But I do have my DMs open on Discord, so you can contact me there without having to do any Patreon stuff. I will get to you pretty fast, but there's like an extra layer of difficulty. So people who are going to contact me on Discord, like they really have to sort of work for it. And so usually if they're contacting me there, it's more than just like, hey, give me financial advice, which I will not do. So that is that. Thank you again so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.